This is the rifle portion of a stage from the Zoo City Fall Brawl that I think I did pretty well, despite not really practicing long range hardly at all. So let me talk you through how that all went. These targets, I'll explain the distances later, but I basically go one for one through this first portion here. All the way out here. And then a position change right about here gets a little bit less stable, and I have a couple extra shots here at these targets that are about 300 meters. One thing I did to make up for a lack of practice was I actually dialed on my scope to make the holdovers easier, and I'll explain that in a second. So even though I didn't get to practice much beyond 300 meters at all this year, really didn't practice out there with a heavy PCC and short range focus, one thing that helps tremendously with long range, show up with your prep work already done. So I definitely had a good muzzle velocity on the ammo I was using and a really good zero on the gun, so I know that these holds are at least correct. Here is the range card. So 65 meters for the first target you saw me engage, 460 meters for the far one, 295 meters, 71 meters, a 3-pack plate rack that just fell at 100 meters. That's why you didn't hear any hit calls. And then a couple other silhouettes here at 314 and 270 meters. My drop relative to a 100 meter zero was basically 0, 3.2 mils, 1 mil, basically 0, definitely 0, 1 mil, and 1 mil. So here's what that would have looked like if I didn't dial. I would have to look through all this reticle, which is pretty robust, and with practice, that is pretty fast. This is the Night Force FC DMX reticle, by the way. Here's what that would have looked like if I just engaged this all left to right. Engaging left to right with the 100 meter zero, pretty much aim at the target. Then for 460, I would have to apply 3.2 mils, which means I have to hunt through the reticle to find 3, which is the second long line. Then I got to come back to 1, which is the first short line. Then I got to come back to 0, which is easy. It's the bright glowing thing. And I shoot these 3 plates with the bright glowing thing. Then I got to hold 1 mil, which is the first short line, and I continue that hold over here, except it's actually more looking like this when I'm trying to shoot from that second position because it's less stable. Instead, what I did was I dialed 1 mil, so I essentially dialed for the 300-ish meter targets and used this circle, or the dot, my 2 mil hold, and this dot above center that's designed specifically for doing this. It's a nice feature of this reticle. So with that 1 mil on the gun, I put my negative 1 mil dot, or held under, but I didn't hold under, I just used a different aiming point to hold on the target with my, I call it top dot. It's not the very top, but basically that's the top dot. Then I held 2 mils here, which is an easy hold to find because it's the big line with the 2 next to it. And I have wind dots if I really needed to. We did have some wind, so I did apply a correction. I don't remember which direction exactly, but I estimated it and just sent it. Then I used the bright glowing thing on this small target that was about 300, which made my life easier. Then I was back to the top dot, bright glowing thing, and bright glowing thing. So because I haven't got a lot of time practicing lately, working through this sophisticated but a little bit complicated reticle, that was a really easy way for me to balance that out and just use easy holds so that that was not the variable, it was just position and marksmanship fundamentals.